I'm Vera. I was born and raised here in the Netherlands, and today I want to show you a reality most people don't talk about. But this is also Amsterdam. If you stay here long enough, you realize the city has two very different faces.
This is the real pressure behind the postcard, not the Instagram version, the real one.
Look around you right now. You are standing in one of the most photographed cities in Europe. Canals, bicycles, golden light on the water. It all looks effortless. But I want to tell you something honest about this city. Something most tours skip entirely. Amsterdam is beautiful, it really is, but beauty can hide pressure. And in this city, that pressure shows up everywhere, in housing, in food, in healthcare, in transport. And in the simple fact that staying here is a real financial struggle for a lot of people. Let us start with housing, because that is where the stress begins. Amsterdam has a serious housing problem. Too many people are looking for too few homes, and that pushes prices up fast. So when people say Amsterdam looks rich, what they often do not see is how much of someone's monthly salary disappears into rent. A normal monthly income here might be around 2,300 to 3,000 euros net for a typical job. But rent alone can easily take 900 to 1,600 euros, or more, depending on the area. So if you are earning 3,000 euros a month and rent takes almost half of that, you can already feel the pressure. And once rent gets that high, everything else becomes harder too. Saving gets harder, moving gets harder, building a future gets harder. Amsterdam has a very expensive personality. And it is not just housing. Groceries are expensive too. A normal food shop can easily run 300 to 500 euros a month, and sometimes more depending on your lifestyle. That is what hidden poverty often looks like. Not one giant collapse, just a lot of small costs that keep adding up. A little more for groceries, a little more for transport, a little more for bills, a little more for just being alive here. And suddenly, the month is gone. For a lot of people, that is the reality. Not luxury, not comfort, just constant pressure. Then there is healthcare. A lot of visitors assume that Europe means everything is basically free. But that is not really how it works here. In the Netherlands, people pay for health insurance every single month. That cost is often around 120 to 160 euros. So, yes, the system is more protective than in some countries. There is a stronger safety net here than in the United States. But that does not mean life is cheap. And it definitely does not mean everyone feels financially secure. For someone with a lower income, that monthly insurance bill matters a lot. Because when your budget is already tight, even one fixed cost can feel huge. And then there is transport. Amsterdam is famous for its bikes, and honestly, that does help. But not everyone bikes everywhere. People still pay for trams and buses. Some still drive. Some deal with fuel costs and parking. And when prices rise across the board, it all starts to stack up. That is the thing about living costs. They rarely hit in one dramatic moment. They arrive slowly, in pieces, and each piece looks manageable until you add them all together. This is why I call it hidden poverty. Because in a city like Amsterdam, poverty does not always look the way people expect. It does not look like the movies. Sometimes it looks like a person with a job who still cannot save money. Sometimes it looks like someone collecting bottles on the street for a few cents. Sometimes it looks like somebody sleeping on a bench in a city that looks perfect from the outside. Amsterdam does not always have the street homelessness image you might expect from a big city. The social system is designed to catch people before they fall that far. But homelessness is still rising here, and even a few hundred or 1,000 people is still a serious reality. That is what makes it hidden. Not because it is not real, but because it is easy to miss. Compared with nearby countries like Germany or Sweden, the same income here often does not stretch nearly as far. Rent, insurance, and daily costs eat into your budget faster than most people expect. Less room to save, less room to recover from surprise expenses, less room to build anything lasting. So, if someone asks why people do not just get ahead, the answer is often simple. Because the system is expensive, not impossible, just expensive. And that is the part I want you to take with you today. Amsterdam is beautiful. That will always be true. But behind the canals and the cafes, there is pressure, there is cost, there is struggle, and there are people working hard to make it work in a city that looks much richer than it feels from the inside. That does not make Amsterdam fake. It makes it real. So, the next time you look out at those canals and everything looks perfect, I hope you also see the quieter story underneath. I hope you see the full picture, so tell me, is it the same in your country or not? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and come with me for the next video.